Begin today's meeting.
We do not yet have quorum, so we're going to have to wait for a couple members to join, sorry.
Okay.
We need 5 members from 3
jurisdictions.
Right now we have 4.
So B is easier math.
I think we're ready.
We
Loma
need
Linda?
Loma Linda on the line or county.
I think Phil's on.
We need one
I
more.
haven't seen him yet.
Theodore Sanchez is here.
Thank you.
Phil is,
Bill's the only one.
he was calling in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need one more. No, that's just Jim.
Begin today's meeting. Today is January 13th of the Inland Valley Development Agency. The time is now 3 p.m. Due to closed session, there's no items on our closed session calendar, so we'll immediately go and proceed on to our open session. For that, I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Yes, please state your name for the record. Members from the city of Colton on the line.
Frank Navarro.
Isaac Suchel.
Thank you. Member from the city of Loma Linda.
Dusty Rigsby.
Thank you. And members from the city of San Bernardino.
John Valdivia.
Ben Reynoso.
Theodore Sanchez.
Thank you very much. Oh, also, Member Charette, you're on the line as well? I think you're muted.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our flag salute. Mike, would you please lead us?
Absolutely. Please join me as we salute our flag. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was muted. I didn't know you wanted a response from me.
No worries. Thank you,
I am
Member
here.
Charette.
Okay, thank you. All right, items to be added or deleted?
No item, sir.
Conflict of interest, any members? All right, moving on to informational items.
So we do have a few for you. Obviously, in your packets, we, in January, try to do a look back, not just on our finances, but a few activities. So we got a few quick slides here. Jen, if you could go to the next
Oh,
slide.
sorry. Let me share the screen real quick.
All right, so the next slide, if you could. So 2020, obviously, with the midst of COVID, we had to take a very, very close look at the business activities, be extremely careful but conservative at the same time, but ensure that we're delivering on our promises. So we are starting this year to really look at programs in the base reuse project area, and we have a few. So if you go to the next one, Jennifer. So obviously the big one right now, it's in process, under construction. Mr. Jim Harris out there in the audience, thank you for keeping this moving. It is a heavy lift, especially right now. So the Mission Creek Bridge has been, the deck has been poured, all of the utility relocations are happening now, and the coordination with the rail is hourly, right, Jim? But the next several weeks should get us clear, and then headed back down to complete roadways and other accesses. So again, really appreciate the support from the residents and the adjoining businesses, and they've been extremely understanding that, the progress here, is difficult for a bit, but we're really dedicated to provide a good, thorough regional arterial for our public. And following that, then we'll work on a transition down to connect the southerly piece to Interstate 10 and look at resurfacing and talking to the city of Redlands about that very soon. So again, Jim, thanks for the good, heavy, but important burden that you're carrying there, and keep up the good work. Next slide, if you could. So as we reported last year, we were very fortunate. Ms. Beltran, our grant writer, was successful in getting a U.S. Department of Commerce CARES Act grant to supplement the funding to upgrade the 3rd and 5th Street corridor in partnership with City of Highland and San Manuel. And that design is near completion. And the City of Highland, in our last discussion with them, is preparing to put that out to bid now, and we'll update you as soon as it is on the street, because that is also a very important coordination when it gets to construction, to make sure our residents and businesses are not only aware, but taken care of with the detours and such. So Mr. Harris will also move on to that one as Mountain View hopefully wraps up here in the next several months. Next slide. So our airport gateway specific plan, we've been talking about this a lot, and PlaceWorks, our contractor planning company, is unfortunately had some COVID impacts, so that's delayed the last couple of chapters. Thankfully, everybody's okay and back to work, and the EIR final technical study will be in next week. So hopefully by your next meeting, we'll be able to provide you finally a snapshot of this and start getting some input and working with the two cities as we have, and get this important planning effort underway and out for comment and review. Next slide. And then our UAS Center, we just talked a little bit about this with our Finance and Budget Committee. This has been a brand new initiative launched in the middle of COVID, and we are actively training and certifying drone pilots in proper drone flight right on the airport, and we are also attracting more and more U.S. manufacturers to not only exhibit but promote their products at the center. So our airport operations officers are all fully certified. They're doing inspections as we speak each week, utilizing this technology. So, this is the future of flight, as we say at the center, and, very, very proud of the crew there. So I think that wraps us up, and happy to answer any questions on that one.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions. If none, we'll move on to item C on informational items.
Yes, and this is just from behalf of the staff. We want to welcome a few new board members to the family. So Council Member Reynoso, welcome aboard. And Council Member Charette, I guess I should say welcome back as our alternate. So again, we'll be reaching out to you. It is customary for us for all new board members coming on, because we do use a lot of acronyms, and this isn't your everyday organization. We will be reaching out to coordinate a time to do an orientation with you, and do a deeper dive so you get the ins and outs of what we do or don't do. So again, happy to have you aboard, and welcome to IVDA.
The one quick question. The airport-specific gateway plan, you said the EIR is being done this week?
Yeah, no, as far as the preparation of the technical studies, Council Member, the last component of those, and I believe you're pretty familiar with them, the air quality analysis is the last thing that you typically do, because you need all the other inputs, and we want to make darn sure that all of the analyses are done according to particularly current law, because some recent changes have occurred, and we want to make sure it's a complete and thorough document. So over the holiday, we thought it might come in, but it was delayed, and so our environmental firm won't get that input until next week, and then he has to write the final chapters so that the draft can begin to be ready for public outreach. And our intent here, because it is such a wide area of property, is to do more and to really take our time to make sure that it's thought through. The adoption of that plan will come to the IVDA board, so you all will get a first look at it, and then once it meets your liking, then it goes back through to the cities of San Bernardino and the cities of Highland. That's who actually adopts it. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on this, as it should, and we're looking for some significant input, and I think we will get it. So I definitely want to make sure you have all the background on that, because we've been working a long time on this effort, and we really want to get it right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And for the record, member Phil Duper has joined us as well, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. Pritchett has one more important update.
This is item number D, Cal OSHA COVID prevention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
So,
right.
Kat?
Ms. Pritchett?
Thank you. Cal OSHA, one of the many regulatory agencies that are providing guidance related to the coronavirus, recently mandated all California employers to implement and establish a written COVID-19 prevention plan. The CPP is a guide for employers and the employees that provides guidance on the evaluation of risk for the virus, corrective action, case investigations, communication, reporting requirements, return to work criteria, and a number of other points. The CPP was reviewed and approved by legal counsel, disseminated to staff as mandated, and although it is not in the backup, the policy is available for review by the board if requested. So with that, stay safe, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pritchett. Any
Thank you.
questions? Not, let's move on to item H, board consent items. Chair will entertain a motion on any items.
Chair Navarro moves consent calendar.
Thank you, Mayor Navarro.
I second it.
Second by,
Was that member Duper?
Duper.
Was that Phil Duper? All right, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
I do have a question
Go ahead.
concerning item number 5. It's more a question than anything else before I would pull. I know that's concerning the compensation for board members, the meeting stipend. Does that stipend also extend out to alternate members as well that are in attendance?
Yeah, I'll take that one. It actually does, but only when they attend a meeting. So if they're not present, then they're not eligible to receive the stipend, council member.
Because in my case, I mean, council member Charette has shown his dedication by showing up to these meetings, even as an alternate. So he will be entitled to that same stipend, right?
Yeah, that's what we do. If they're willing to take the time and get information. The fact of the matter is, though, that council member Charette will not be able to vote, though he is in attendance. Is that correct, Leo?
He is in attendance, so he's entitled to that stipend, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted to ensure, because he's putting in his time and his effort, and that needs to be compensated as
And
well.
that's why we do it that way, sir.
Perfect. That's all I have.
And correct, Mr. Rivers, he would not be able to vote as an alternate as long as the primary member is in attendance as well.
You got to move your mic up, Mike.
Oh, sorry that. As Mike Thurrow stated, Mr. Charette would not be able to vote as an alternate as long as the primary member is present. However, he can.
No, that's not in question. That's not in question. I
I
just
think
need to
the
make
pay,
sure.
the pay is what Councilman Sanchez wants, is
Yeah.
determination on the pay.
Yes, sir.
Please note, Supervisor Hagman has also joined the call.
Oh, welcome Supervisor. We want to.
Hey, John, I just got off a mayor's call, sorry.
Thank you. And we want to send our congratulations to Chairman Hagman of our County Board of Supervisors, reaffirmed once again, and also just recently elected as Vice Chair of SBCTA. So welcome again, sir.
Thank you.
All right, there's a motion for motion and a second, and if the clerk would call the roll, please.
Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchil?
Suchil, aye.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Hagman?
Aye.
Member Valdivia,
Yes.
Member Reynoso,
Yes.
Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 8, board action items, to adopt the resolution of IVDA in recognition of the services of the City of San Bernardino representative. And is there a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the item.
Receive.
Councilman, I'm sorry, who is it?
Mayor Navarro.
Mayor Navarro, thank you, sir. And the second by Suchil. On behalf of the city, I'm sorry, let's call the roll. How's that? Before we present it.
And please affirm your vote for the record. Member Navarro,
Yes.
Member Suchil,
Aye.
Member Duper,
Yes.
Member Rigsby.
Yes.
Member Hagman,
Aye.
Member Valdivia,
Yes.
Member Reynoso,
Yes.
Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, on behalf of the Inland Valley Development Agency, co-chair Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Colton, Isaac Suchil, and I send this beautiful resolution to Sandra Ibarra, council member for the second ward of the City of San Bernardino, for her alternate membership here. And once again, we say thank you for your service to our agency. Council member, we thank you very much for your participation. Moving on to item number 9, consider and adopt the proposed budget adjustments for fiscal year 2020-21. Mr. Kuzino.
Right, thank you. We have 3 adjustments we're looking to do for a net fiscal effect of $130,000 increase in overall expenditures. And there's a table on the second page that shows we're increasing electricity for property and management for $70,000, and a capital project fund increase for the Central Avenue project, which is reported in item 10 for $60,000. And then finally, a transfer within the funds that has no effect overall on IVDA for a total net budget adjustment of $130,000.
Okay, that concludes your report, sir?
That concludes my report.
All right,
Thank you.
wonderful. Motion for approval?
I'll move the motion.
Second.
Any questions? All right, if the clerk could please call the roll.
Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro,
Yes.
Member Suchil,
Aye.
Member Duper,
Yes, ma'am.
Member Rigsby,
Yes.
Member Hagman,
Aye.
Member Valdivia,
Yes.
Member Reynoso,
Yes.
and Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. On item number 10, this is amendment number 2, reimbursement agreement between IVDA and CH Realty 8. Out of the abundance of caution, I'll abstain on this as they were a potential conflict. And so I'll leave the room on this and hand it over to the co-chair.
We're in item 11, is that correct, Mike?
10.
Item 10.
sir.
Item 10.
Mhm.
And we have Mr. Kuzino.
Thank you. This is to approve amendment number 2 to the reimbursement agreement with the owner and allow the chief executive officer to sign all necessary documents. This is an increase of $53,022 to the reimbursement agreement based on documents submitted to date. Finance team's been doing a deep dive into those, doing a desk audit and questioning costs, and we're very far along in completing that project as far as the audit goes. So we're asking for the 53,000 plus increase to cover additional construction and engineering costs that were incurred. Mike, was there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, a couple of things here. This is backbone infrastructure, master storm drain that the developer installed as part of their work. We had a prior obligation to do a what's called a headwall connection to the flood control channel at Orange Show and Twin Creek. And they have completed the work. And I want to commend Mark because he literally physically inspected every line item in the field. So, we're supposed to make sure the money was properly spent before we reimburse it. And I want to thank you for your diligence, Mark.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Any questions from the body?
Mr. Chair, I'll move the item.
I have a motion by Mayor Navarro. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Second by Mr. Councilmember Reynoso.
And I'll go ahead and call roll. Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchel?
Aye.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Hagman?
Hagman, aye.
Member Reynoso?
Yes.
Member Sanchez?
Yes.
Thank you.
And let the record show that Mayor Valdivia recused himself for this item. Takes item number 11. Approve amendment number two to the professional materials testing service agreement with Hilltop Geotechnical Incorporated for the amount not to exceed 56 plus change. Jim Harris. Good evening, Mr. Harris.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Just to reflect that I've now entered the room on item number 11.
Welcome back. So this particular item is dealing with the Mountain View Avenue Bridge over the Mission Creek. And during this time, we have been building a bridge, and a bridge over a flood control channel next to a railroad, and for the two cities involved, San Bernardino and Redlands. There's a lot of particular inspections that need to be done. These inspections are very important to make sure that we make Caltrans requirements so that when the bridge is turned over to the cities, there's no question about the quality of the bridge that we put in. This particular item allows for additional structural testing of concrete and connections, steel connections, concrete connections. It also allows for some work that we had to do previously. When they were putting in the foundations of the new bridge, we've had some challenges on the underground structures that we found. So this particular item will bring us up to date for previous inspections and allow us to do particular difficult inspections in the next 2 months.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Harris. We want to send our deep appreciation for your leadership. Capital projects are important around our airport, and we thank you for your leadership. And we'll open it up for questions. Any other questions? All right, is there a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, and if the clerk would please call roll.
I have a motion from Member Sanchez and a second from Member Rigsby. Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchel?
Suchel, aye.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Hagman?
Aye.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
Member Reynoso?
Yes.
And Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Item number 12 is a status of the action plan for IVDA. Mr. Burrows.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So what we have about to be before you here is a 6-month look ahead. And for our new members, the action plan is a tool that we and the staff use to try to just track progress to make sure that we're on course and delivering as projected and expected. So for the next 6 months, these are some of the larger projects that are taking up our time and in some cases yours. So Mountain View, we've talked extensively about at this meeting. That will continue, and you know, the work intensifies a bit in these next couple of months, as Mr. Harris indicated. But we are on track to complete this project, thankfully, and hopefully by this fiscal year. So that is good news. February on the look ahead, as with your respective successor agencies, Mr. Cousineau and Ms. Chudasama and his team are already teed up to present the annual ROPS, I believe this week, Mark? Tomorrow, lovely. So that puts us well ahead of schedule, and with our fortunate settlement of our legal action with Department of Finance, our ROPS is a lot simpler than it used to be. So congratulations, Mark. It's a little less work, but you know, we'll take it.
Thank you. Let's put it, the finance team that was here ahead of me did a great deal of work to move that along, so
Yeah.
it's much appreciated.
So again, we're on track to get you an updated budget. I want to thank the Finance and Budget Committee for their time this afternoon. So far, our budget to actual is tracking as expected, and we'll continue to update you if we do find anomalies. And as Mr. Cousineau reported, thankfully for us, majority of our tenants are timely paying, and we appreciate that. So thank you to our customers and our tenants out there. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. And we'll open it up for questions or comments. All right, seeing none, thank you very much, Mr. Burrows. We appreciate your leadership here and our staff. Thank you for all of your diligent efforts to make our airport shine. Moving on to open session comments, are there any?
The public was given until 1 p.m. today to email any public comments. I received none, and there are none in the audience today.
All right, finally, any board comments?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I'd like to thank or welcome Councilmember Reynoso to the board here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes, I would like to do the same. I'd like to welcome back Councilmember Charette. He brings a large amount of experience and knowledge and good feeling. And Ben Reynoso with that young energy and that good brain of his. He'll do well on this board. So I just want to welcome them both to this board.
Okay,
Mr. Chair?
yes, Mayor Navarro. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Just to echo comments from previous members of the board for our new members, welcome aboard. Buckle up, get ready, because we got a lot of work to do. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you all. This meeting is now adjourned. We appreciate your participation. We thank our public for your faith and continued patience with our agency, especially under these try times. Happy New Year to everybody and staff members, as well as our public. And this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care.